Welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and I'm really glad that I'm here because I had some technical difficulties right up until almost the last moment. I'll tell you all about that and all about our special guest in just a moment. Live stream number 10. How about that? We had live stream number 9 just this week also with Neil Messick from Messick's Equipment, and what a great time we had talking with Neil. If you were here for that, I'm glad you were, and I welcome you back. So tonight is Thursday, March 25th. We're doing something a little bit different tonight. We did a Thursday night live stream last week. Tonight we're doing a Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. So I'm glad that you made your way out here on a Thursday night. We have quite a few people jumping on, and I'm really glad to see that. Certainly hello to Kevin Brewer, first one on tonight. Glad to see you, Kevin. Chesapeake Cruiser has been joining many, if not all, the live streams, and I really do appreciate that. So, and Chesapeake Cruiser comes on with a dad joke every night and throws me off because I'm not prepared. I need to be. Yeah, once my dog ate all the Scrabble tiles, he kept leaving little messages all around the house. That's a good one. I like that. Endurance V8, welcome back. Who subbed last time? So I'm glad you subbed, and I'm glad you came back. Really, really appreciate it. John Ritter gave me the thumbs up that everything's working. I appreciate that because I normally do ask to make sure that you can hear me and you can see me. I've got some other monitors going on and kind of checking things out on this end too. So here we are. Before I bring our special guest on, I'm going to go over a couple things and not going to spend much time on this because Josh from Stoney Ridge Farmer has agreed to join us tonight, and I'm honored and really happy to have him here. So we're not going to keep Josh waiting long, but, you know, we do have to look at a few things and make a few announcements. Again, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, thank you. I also have an Instagram account. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, all of them at My Cluttered Garage. Again, if you're enjoying the show now or at any point in the future, if you click that thumbs up, it helps me out quite a bit. So we want to try and get as many thumbs up as we can tonight. About tonight's show, as I mentioned, Josh from the Stoney Ridge Farmer YouTube channel and farm will be joining us in just a few minutes. And get your questions ready for Josh, and we'll chat in the live chat with him. It's March 25th, 2021. A few fun facts for you because I know you guys love these. Maybe you don't. If you don't, tell me. It won't hurt my feelings too much. Today is National Lobster Newburg Day. I don't know much about that, but if you're a fan of Lobster Newburg, today's your day. It's also International Waffle Day. International, not just national. And it's National Medal of Honor Day, so we do honor those who have ever received a Medal of Honor. A few fun facts in history on this day. In 1983, Michael Jackson performed the moonwalk dance for the first time before a live audience during the song Billie Jean for the TV show Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever. Very first time performing the moonwalk. How about this? In 1692, the very first Salem witch trial took place. Yeah, that happened. And I like this one. This is really fun. In 1993, Dave Thomas, the founder of the Wendy's hamburger chain, at the age of 60, received his high school GED. Dave was a high school dropout, and he often said that it was his biggest regret in life was to not continue his education. He has a fascinating life story, but he got his GED at age 60 from a Florida high school, and they also named him most likely to succeed. Of course, Dave Thomas died in 2002 at age 69. Everything you see about Dave Thomas seems to indicate that he was really a genuine, great person. He was adopted. He was an advocate for adoption. Thank you, Dave. So that was a funny story. And happy birthday today to Sarah Jessica Parker, born in 1965. She's 56 years old. And Sir Elton John, who was born Reginald Kenneth Dwight. Sir Elton John, born in 1947. He is 74 years old. I just realized something. Sarah Jessica Parker was born in 65, and she's 56. Elton John was born in 47, and he's 74. I just saw that. Let's look at the comments. Welcome a few more people. Ritterbit will do is here. Margaret, hello. Mark, you're here from seeing the post from Stoney Ridge Farmer. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before, I'm really glad to have you. The Barbers are in the house. Rick Relander. Oh, you love the drinking bird. He's back there today. I filled him up before the show. And Jeff from Arkansas. And Foods That Build America, a Ritterbit says. I guess that's, maybe they feature Dave Thomas in that. Excellent. And again, these comments are great. There's always little sidebar conversations going on with people helping people. I really appreciate that. So let's lose this banner here. By the way, something I've been doing the last few live streams is giving away a matching set of vinyl stickers. These are like 2-inch stickers, about the same size as the one on my shirt. But we'll be giving some of these away tonight, so stay tuned for that. Might even do it a couple times. You know, Josh is a big giveaway person on his channel. He does a great job with that. So pay attention, because I might bring up one of those fun facts a little bit later on. And excellent. Now we're going to welcome Josh from the Stoney Ridge Farmer. A little bit about Josh before he comes on. Again, Stoney Ridge Farmer YouTube channel. If you've not seen it, go check it out. It's a great channel. He has so much great content. Very entertaining, energetic guy. Josh is a military veteran. He's a nurse, and he's currently a farmer. Has a lot to talk about there, I'm sure. The channel, Stoney Ridge Farmer, has over 500,000 subscribers. And on that channel, Josh shares his life projects, his challenges of reclaiming his 150-acre former tobacco farm in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. Let me give you a little bit of an introduction to Josh, and then we'll bring him right on. So here's a few clips that I put together from Josh's channel. If you know the channel, they'll be familiar. If not, this is a great introduction to Josh and the Stoney Ridge Farmer.
Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. I've got a chicken with a curiosity. Hey folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. Welcome back to the farm. It's another cloudy day here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. We'll show you how all this comes together today. We'll teach you how to slaughter chickens, and we're gonna be working on the swamp donkey. This thing is nasty, dude. Just totally nasty. Not everything goes right all the time, guys, and it's okay. We're on YouTube. It's cool. I'm up here in the hay yard with the cows, and the dogs are up here hanging out on a hay bale, all warm and cozy. And I have COVID. Got to care for the land as well as our livestock and ourselves. I'm glad to have you back. She's been back for 3 weeks now. We were apart for 6 months. Stressful time. In just a minute, we're going to show you the difference between the size of the Cornish crossbird versus the size of the Rainbow Ranger broiler. Guys, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. All right? Woo! Dad didn't do the woo. Lean in here. Ow! Country life is wild and dream, and it's becoming a part of me, alright. Woo! Woo!
There he is.
Here, man.
Josh, how you doing, my friend?
Welcome to Appalachia, baby.
Awesome. I didn't mention that Josh is a talented musician as well. I didn't have that in my notes, but you sing that intro to your channel, and I see you got a banjo. That's awesome.
I've been out there picking the banjo a little bit here on the farm. Thank goodness. I'm on your channel, and I can have some fun.
This is all about fun. I really appreciate it. Hey, tell me a little bit about music since you got that right there in front of you. I mean, we'll jump right into that. Are you self-taught, or what's your background there?
Well, I'm a little bit self-taught. I took some guitar lessons, maybe like 5 guitar lessons when I was a young man. I was probably about 12, 13 years old. Got my first guitar. I keep it in here in the office. I play it on most of my live streams. Yeah, so pretty much self-taught. Played in a few bands and enjoyed music. Always enjoyed music. Play a little bit of piano, a little banjo, a little harmonica, a little this, a little that. So
nice.
Yeah.
12 years old, huh? Just like Elvis. He was what, 10 years old when he got his first guitar?
Maybe so. I don't know.
So. I think so. I think he was 10 years old. Hey, and Josh, you should be able to see these comments that are going by, so we'll pick some of those out as we go along. The Mindful Homestead. Hey, Jack, welcome back. Jack was one of my live stream guests. Thursday night. What in tarnation?
Where is the chat? I hit a button that says chat.
Yes, you should see comments. It should say comments. You on a phone? Oh, he knocked himself off the show. He's going to have to come back now. All right. Let's wait patiently and hope he clicks back on. Anyway, yeah, here he comes. He's coming back.
I'm back. I can't see the comments, but hey, tell me how to see the comments. I got a cam mic chat. Where do I see them?
You're not seeing comments, huh? You should see, private chat, and you should see comments.
Let's see. All I see is
you on an iPad or a phone or
phone, just a phone. Yep.
I have not used it much on a phone, so I'm not sure.
I don't know, but you can read if there's any questions, you can read them out to me. It'd be all good.
I sure will.
Easy. So, Ed, right?
That's right. That's right.
What's your background? You got a broadcasting background or something?
I do not have a broadcasting background, but I do have a background in video production.
Okay.
And we'll make this about me for a moment.
Yeah.
I started out with video production back in the 80s. My friends and I would do a little bit of demolition derby with some old cars, and we would videotape it with a VHS camcorder, and that's where I learned to edit. Is we would edit together these demolition derbies and stunts that we would do. We called ourselves the Backyard Stuntmen, and
nice.
we would do some crazy stuff like that. I really loved video, and I turned it into a business. And for 20 years, I was pretty much full-time videographer. I would shoot weddings, corporate type promotional videos and whatnot. So that's how I got into video. Then, after struggling with that for many years, I got a real job, and I still do video now on the side and as a hobby. So just having a lot of fun with it right now.
Yeah. So you retired back to video. Is that right?
Well, I'm still working the real job, so I'm not retired. I'm doing both, multiple jobs. But I know you know what that's about for sure.
Yeah.
And Linda's asking to please pick something. So they want to hear some bluegrass. Maybe we'll have a little chance to do that in a moment.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
play bluegrass? I know you sing. And...
I don't. I pick and play and just do a little doodling. You know, I was gonna do a little little Hank for you later
I
on,
heard
maybe.
that. I could have named that tune in 3 notes.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I just we can make this a question and answer thing. This is my first time on your live stream, so I didn't know if people were going to call in and ask questions or how all that works. How does it all work? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's all in the chat, and I'm disappointed that you can't see that. And I'm gonna have to check it on the phone and see how to do that.
Yeah. Well, there's a button right here that says chat. If I hit that button,
that's probably a chat. Well, try it.
All right, private chat, comments.
Private chat is me. Comments is where you should see everything.
So, yep, I got comments. I just can't see me or you, but that's okay. I don't need to see you. I can just see endurance.
Is your phone horizontal or vertical?
It is horizontal on my gimbal right now. Sitting.
That seems like it should work then.
Yeah, but I can see the comments. I can see Endurance V8 Skype thing. Josh, do you currently work as a nurse as well as your YouTube channel? I can see Tess Baker. How many people we got in here right now, Ed?
We've got, it looks like 56 right now.
Okay.
We're streaming on both YouTube and Facebook.
Nice.
So this application that I use can stream to multiple social media sites at the same time. So that's kind of fun. So
answer Cheese Bay Cruiser's question. Do you currently work as a nurse as well as your YouTube channel? Currently, I am full-time here on the farm. We're building a first-generation farm, and man, it is a huge time consumer. I am so blessed to have been able to start sharing our story on YouTube and start sharing everything, you know, that's going on here on the farm, and to be able to earn a living that's comparable to my nursing pay. So Mrs. Stoney Ridge and I agreed that, and she's in there watching live stream on her computer, by the way. We agreed that if the income from my various social media ventures, which it's a small business, really is what it is, that helps pay for the farm. So whenever my income reached nursing income, then I would go ahead and stay full-time on the farm. So that's what I do, full-time now on the farm.
Nice. Let's step back a moment if we can, because you're still a pretty young guy. I don't know how old you are, but you're definitely a pretty young guy, and you've done a lot in your life. I mean, you have a military background before nursing, right?
I do. So I'm 43 years old, and long story short, I was a troublemaker in school. I was not into agriculture ever. I was into riding around in fast cars and chasing girls and doing that whole thing in high school, I guess. Went from that, saw myself going down a bad avenue, and signed up for the Air Force when I was 17 years old, and went in at 18 and had the aptitude. I used to do, back when I was a teenager, I was in a car club, and I used to do all the electrical stuff for the cars. I'd do all the custom installation for cars, stereos, and stuff like that. And seemed to have a knack for wiring. Well, I took an aptitude test for the Air Force, and they put me as an electrician. So I was an electrician, became a journeyman electrician in the Air Force, served for 4.5 years, from age 18 to age 22-ish. Started my first business when I was 22, right out of the Air Force. It was called Mr. Fix-It Handyman Services. And I just saw a need for people that needed small odd jobs done. So I started a handyman business, and I DJ'd at night. So figured out I could sing karaoke and entertain and have fun, and I really loved doing it. So I started doing karaoke DJ shows at night. So I'd wake up in the morning, go work all day, come home, grab the hook up to my trailer, which is full of DJ gear, go set up a DJ till 3 o'clock in the morning at whatever different club or restaurant or VFW or whatever, and sing all night. And and work all day. Bought rental properties. Lived in Utah for about 10 years of my adult life. Loved off-roading, loved living in the woods, camping, stuff like that. Bought my first property when I was, I guess when I was about 23 years old. By age 23, I had seven houses.
Wow.
I was hustling. I was working. And
Sounds
I
like
was
you
gonna,
were a rebel without a cause as a young man, and then you found your cause and jumped right in.
yeah.
Now, do you think you had that work ethic built into you, or do you think the military brought that, or instilled it, or brought it out of you?
I think I've always been a bit of, for lack of better terms, a hustler. Hustling meaning just I don't sit still very easy. I got to go. I got to do this. I got to be doing something. I've got to have a busy mind and busy hands.
That seems clear.
Yeah. So
that comes through on the screen.
It does, and it's just what I love to do. So I've always been that guy that enjoys just doing stuff. So I started doing stuff, and doing stuff turned into watching YouTube videos to learn how to do stuff. So fast forward a little bit, we'll go back into the story. 9/11 hit there a little bit after I got out of the Air Force, about a year after I got out of the Air Force, and I didn't know whether I was going to be called back to active duty or not, or whatever. So I started selling off my houses, and by the time I sold off all my houses, it was 2006. I'd moved back, and I started a pre-med program at Weber State University in Ogden, Utah. I was a microbiology major. I enjoy science. I always loved science.
Hurts my head.
Yeah. So that went on into my sister was a registered nurse, and she said, "Yeah, you should try out nursing." So I got my nurse's aide license, certified nursing assistant. Worked in the hospital. Realized how much I love people and ways I could help people. And went on back to nursing school and finished my bachelor's. I'm about 3 or 4 classes short of my master's degree in nursing.
Very
and
nice. There's a question. What type of nurse were you? Was that?
See that. So registered nurse, I worked in intensive care units, basically all the various intensive care units in the hospital with a focus on the heart and the lungs. So I worked on the post-surgical for open heart surgery unit, the place where you go when you have a heart attack. And I also worked in the place where you go where you have bad pneumonia. So we're taking care of those patients that are on ventilators and life support. So
Wow.
very much.
That's a lot, and nursing is a good profession, so that was a lot to step away from.
It was. I have my resignation letter up on my bulletin board right here. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make.
I bet it was.
To take all that education and time and money spent and a job in a career field that I really enjoy. And step aside from it and go into I guess an industry of educating and learning and growing and building a farm. My dream. I mean, it's just an unbelievable honor to be able to do what I love.
That's awesome. Well, again, you have a great channel, and I do want to thank you for being here, because what I've seen in watching your channel is now you have 517,000 subscribers right now, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
And growing, obviously, but that's really an accomplishment. And I know you've worked really hard at that. But what I've seen, you came on here tonight. I'm a small channel, compared to that. But you're supportive of me. I've seen you give shout outs to other YouTubers out there. I think you share the love, and you seem really committed to the platform and seeing everybody supported. So,
yeah,
am I right about that?
Yeah, we're a community of creators, really here. Beyond a community of creators, we're a community of homesteaders and farmers and people that have a love for the land and a love for animals and a love for nature. And I think that brings us together as a community of people that it really makes it it kind of brings it all together. So what I do on YouTube, I don't see you as small and me as big, or I'm not the big guy. I'm the same guy that started the channel about 4.5 years ago, just out here working on my tractor one day, and I just picked up my camera. I said, people would want to know how I'm doing this. So I think I'll shoot a video. And then it just went on from there to, I think I have close to 900 videos out right now.
Wow.
It's demanding. I'll tell you, you're at that level. You're 5,000 or 6,000 followers right now. Is that right?
70, almost 8,000 now, I think.
8,000. Yeah. So you're
growing.
about to hit that 10,000 subscriber mark. And you start feeling a bit of pressure, kind of, there's some pressure over your head boy, you better produce some quality content. You better be, bringing out the best every time if you possibly can. And it's, man, it's the life of someone that is running a social media channel and building a farm and homesteading and raising a family and doing all that and intermingling that stuff. It is really, really tough. People don't understand how much time and effort goes into this. A perfect example of if you think about Bob Dylan, when you think about how many songs of Bob Dylan's do you know? Now Bob Dylan is a multi-millionaire. He wrote 50 wonderful songs among the hundreds of other songs. However, he only had to write that song one time, and that was the hit. I've got to produce the hit every time, 4 days a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that actually was on my list of things to ask you about. I do want to, we'll jump and talk about the farm shortly because that's a lot of what people want to hear about. But I think your YouTube journey is also equally fascinating. I wanted to ask you about your own self-care. You're running a 150-acre farm. You're reclaiming it. It was overgrown. You've shared through all your videos about how you've got pasture land now that was overgrown and taken over by trees and whatnot. You've invested so much time in this, and even on my small channel, I try to focus on quality content. Still working full time. I do what I can to get content out regularly, but when I do a project, and if I record it, that project takes me 3-4 times as long to do it. So, and I'm just on a small property here. You've got 150 acres, and you're doing big projects, and it takes a long time to record that. Not to mention when you go back and edit it, but just your daily job takes 2, 3, 4 times as long, unless you mastered something that I don't know about. But it's time consuming.
It is. It is a huge time suck. Everything takes 2/3 as long to accomplish. These shots that we get. The tractor coming by and the tractor going away and the sunset and all that stuff. It takes time. It takes a creative eye. It takes an eye for detail. And everybody says don't sweat the small stuff. And in fact, hold on, what do we got here? Don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small.
That's right.
No, it's not. Everything's important. So you got to sweat the small stuff. And in order to be successful on YouTube and successful in life, and I don't care if you're a surgeon, a brain surgeon, or if you're a farmer, you've got to sweat the small stuff. And it takes a lot of time, just like you said.
So what do you do to take care of yourself? Because I know you're spending hours and hours and hours on this. And again, being a small channel, I actually didn't put out a video for 4 weeks, I think, during the wintertime. Previously, I'd been putting out one a week, and you put out several a week. But I said, I've got to just take care of myself and, do what I need to do. And I didn't put out a video for several weeks. I didn't know what was going to happen to my channel. But when I put the video out several weeks later, everybody was there and it did just fine. But, what do you do to take care of yourself? Do you take a break sometimes, or are you able to get away? Can you put the pause button on sometimes?
Yeah, so here's the thing, is every day I'm doing something on the farm is an opportunity to share something cool with people, and people want to see it. So every day is a new opportunity. So I find it difficult to peel away. Last week I flew to Indiana to a gate manufacturers to do one of my videos on a Made in America series video. And, I find it difficult. I feel guilty almost. It's like taking care of a baby, I guess. I feel guilty when I'm not doing what I'm doing, and I love to do it. Although sometimes, like you said, my break, my rest is sitting the camera down and getting some work done that I
Yeah.
typically don't.
To
And
just
I
not
just got
record
back.
this and just,
I got my gym clothes on. Just got back from the gym.
oh, that's good. That's good to take care
Yeah.
of yourself that way. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. There's a comment here. The first time I saw Stoney Ridge was on YouTube, researching chicken tractors. Very helpful. And I remember that video as well. So you process chickens, you raise cattle. Those are your two, I guess, primary livestock.
Yeah. So
livestock animals that you have.
Yeah, I would say livestock ventures that we've gone into. So we started out here on the farm. Chickens have always been fun. I like birds. I just enjoy birds. I don't care if it's a parakeet, a parrot, a chicken, or a duck. I enjoy birds. I just think they're beautiful. And they taste good. So we started with chickens. Back when I had a little urban farm on 1/3 of an acre in the city of Greensboro, North Carolina. And when we started here, we had chickens and we had some goats. My mom gave me some goats, and I bought more goats. We ended up with like 30 goats. Somebody gave us some pigs, some of those little American guinea hog pigs. So we had pigs and goats and chickens, hence the song. Maybe I'll play that song later. So that blossomed into clearing more land, building more pasture, and putting up fences. And we probably have some of the most popular fencing videos on the planet, which is pretty awesome. It's definitely we've got some really tough, great fences here on the farm, and you know the cattle take a few minutes of every day of my life, and I enjoy them. I enjoy going over and watching them, and the smell of them, and the feel of them, and you know, I guess it's just got to be in your blood. So chickens and cows right now, but we'll do some hogs pretty soon. I've got plans for a big old hog lot and a grove of oaks here behind our temporary house. We live in a $3,500 house.
Nice. And you're very kind to your animals. I see that come through on the videos.
Yeah, barely ever kick them. Barely ever have to kick them. Yep. That's
right. But no, you do treat them really well, and what a great way for them to live out their lives. That's we had the Mindful Homestead on Jack, and they have a homestead up in New Hampshire, and Jack talked about raising the animals and giving them the best quality of life that you can. But at the end, they are livestock, and they're there to feed his family and to help make a living. But at any rate, they can be raised with dignity, and it's
absolutely
good you do that.
I don't know. Did you happen to catch our experience with Temple Grandin? So I was talking with a lot of these folks that are in the homesteading realm of things and the farming realm of things. They know of Joel Salatin and Polyface Farm. They know of Greg Judy and his farm. And I was talking with Joel Salatin, and he kept mentioning this person, Temple Grandin, and she's got a movie out. And I flew out to Colorado and met with Temple Grandin, one of the most world-renowned cattle handling, gentle cattle handling, stress-free cattle handling experts on the planet. What an awesome honor that was. So it's all about being gentle and outsmarting the animal, being kind and outsmarting the animal. You get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar.
That's right. And they have an instinct. They know when something's up, and you gotta work around that. I'm not a livestock farmer, but at one time I had about a dozen sheep, and you had, when it was time to shear the sheep once a year, you had to corral them into a fenced area, and I always thought, I've got one chance to do this. I lure them in with food, and most of the time they would all come in, but if they sensed that something was up, you lost your chance. And it was so hard to get them in there, so you had to really finagle them in there and work with them. Like you said, you had to outsmart them.
Yeah, so imagine all that amount of cussing off camera that goes on.
Absolutely. It could be really, really frustrating. Most definitely.
I saw a question go by. You mind if I answer a question?
I would love for you to answer some questions. I'm
somebody
glad you can see them now.
Cheese Bay Cruiser says, Josh, I haven't seen the dogs in the video in quite a while. You got to go catch the live stream last night. Dogs were the big focus of the video.
You started out. Was the whole live stream outside? I know you were outside for.
Yeah, the whole live stream was outside. You could hear the frogs peeping and all that. So
that's right. You talked about the peepers. We've got those happening now, and it's a sure sign of spring when you hear those peepers out there.
That's it.
It's one of my favorite sounds.
Jonathan Can asked Josh, if you had one camera for YouTube, what would you recommend? And first of all, I recommend getting two of everything. But what I use, these are the cameras that I use. These are Sony AX33s. The new one is the AX43. These are my go-tos. They're a little bit big. They're a little bulky. In fact, I was talking with, you guys may be familiar with Meredith, this farm wife. She's a fairly local person, but she has a farming channel, and she just uses her cell phone. So with technology the way it is now, you can start out with your cell phone and go from there. I mean, Meredith said, if I had to use that big old thing, and typically like it's this big, this is how big it is. If I had to use that thing, I would never make YouTube videos. I'm like, if I filmed on a cell phone, it would look horrible. I can't do that.
There are people running their channels completely, like you said, with a cell phone. Today you can shoot and edit with your phone. If you have, I don't know what's available for Android, but iPhone has iMovie right on your phone. And there are people putting out content right from their phone. Yeah. And these newer phones, it looks really good. Really good.
I do my live streams on my cell phone, but I don't. I'm not going to use that as my primary camera. In fact, the phone that I'm talking to you on right now has cracks all through the screen. Like I'm
well, they're not in the lens, so that's all that matters.
I know, exactly. It said the last one I broke said a cleaner lens. You know how it'll tell you that a cleaner lens makes for a better photo, and I'm like, it's a crack. It's a crack, bro. So, is it okay if I have a sip of Badger's milk in this video?
Absolutely. Okay, you're home, man. Anything you need.
Good Badger's milk right here. So,
there's a question from Kevin here.
Yeah.
You always end your video with "woo," and has that been something you've always said, or did you kind of come up with that for the channel, or when
Kevin,
you started making videos?
Well, here's what happened. I'll tell you how it happened. One day at the end of a video,
tell you a story.
I would tell you here now, boy. One day I was at the end of the video, and I was like, got it, woo, and that kind of stuck. And then next thing you know, people are leaving comments, woo, woo, woo. And it all kind of came into focus about a year after I started my YouTube channel. It became my tagline kind of accidentally. But I figured out why it became my tagline. So if you've ever been to a NASCAR race, and I live here in the South, I grew up in Martinsville, Virginia, which is a NASCAR racetrack town. I grew up about a mile from the racetrack. And as I was walking out of the racetrack, we went to a Martinsville race, and man, they're fun to go to. That's the one of the beating and banging and crashing. I mean, why do you watch NASCAR? To watch cars go in circles, or to watch cars go like this? That's what you want to see. So we were watching the race, and as we walked out, all I heard was woo, 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 woo. And I realized that it's just redneck ingrained DNA from Martinsville, Virginia, that has made me into the woo that I am.
Nice. So they weren't yelling to you.
No, they were just hot. That's just what comes out natural on a happy redneck day, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you're kind of internet famous in some circles. I mean, what's it like when I'm sure you're spotted in public and people recognize you? Has that been awkward or exciting, or how does that feel for you? It's
awkward, a little weird, a little exciting. People are scared to approach you sometimes, and I'm like, hey man, you guys see me out in public? Farm All Fanatics in here, by the way. Good to see you, bud. Emery, good to see you too. It's different. Sometimes I'll walk into Tractor Supply and I'll get I'll hear somebody in the background like, woo! I'm like, oh, nope, there's a YouTube fan. And I, before COVID, I'd always say, come over and shake my hand, give me a hug, whatever you want to do, take pictures if that's what you want,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go out to eat and you can see them kind of sitting in the background like, like I'm Brad Pitt of the lawnmower or something, which I'm not. So they'll come up, like, get to you closer and a little closer and a little closer. Are you Stoney Ridge Farmer? Yeah. And then I'll take pictures with them and signed autographs for this lady's kid the other day. I think it's just fun.
Talking behind your back. Is that him? I think that's him. I bet that's him. Yeah.
Some guy came up and knocked on tapped me on the shoulder. You are a genius. I said, what do you mean? He said, you're a genius. You figured out how to make your farm and get it paid for. I was like, yeah, well, everybody else goes to work too, man. It just so happens that I run my mouth for a job, which is
it's
fun.
all work. Absolutely. It sure is.
Yeah.
And with farming, it's difficult. And I know that you're aware that a lot of farmers have supplemental businesses besides agriculture. These agribusinesses. We have a lot of farm mazes around here, or corn mazes around here, because the corn alone is hard to survive on, I suppose. But if you create an agribusiness and make it kind of a tourist attraction, you do what it takes to maintain your operation.
Yep, I would say that social media or YouTube or Facebook or just social media in general is the new crop on the farm. It is the new way of diversifying your farm. And I think what a lot of people take for granted is that just anybody can do this. And it really takes, you have to be able to articulate a message to folks that's relatable, understandable, doesn't seem like you got your nose up in the air. You don't seem like a know-it-all. It's understandable. It's relatable. And I'm one of you. That's I'm just one of you that pushes out a message, and the message is you can do it. You can farm. You can build this. You can do it yourself.
And it's really hard, if you're not a generational farmer, it's really hard to start. And there are a lot of people on YouTube starting farms, young people, homesteaders. And like you said, this can be a way to help that. So it's great to, whatever it takes to keep that industry going is important. We want to see our family farms have gone by the wayside. A lot of corporate farms out there, and it's great to see the family farm maintain any way that it can. Coming back.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I think this year will be the first year we make an actual profit on our farm. We should be able to turn an actual profit on our farm after all this time and money invested in it. So super happy about that.
That's fun because you are far from finished, right? I mean, I think you plan on building a homestead there, or not living in your $3,500 house forever.
Yep. So
or maybe you can.
We could. I totally could. We had some setbacks. I think I talked to you a little bit about that before we got started. The stresses of starting a new first generation farm here stressed my marriage. Starting a new business, doing YouTube videos, spending all this time doing this. My wife will tell you that for 7 months I sat on the couch editing videos all night long on my laptop before I ever even thought about being able to make any money. I just saw the dream and I just enjoyed sharing the message. And it stressed my marriage. It really stressed my marriage. It made me uptight and made my wife uptight and made us, both butt heads, and we separated. We separated 7 times in the last year. And this last time was the last time. That's it. My wife is back here. Mrs. Stoney Ridge is back here on the farm. And man, this is not for the faint of heart, and it's not for the people that give up.
Yeah. And I really appreciate you being open and sharing that story on Facebook and, of course, here tonight. That's not easy to do. People often see you behind the camera, in front of the camera, and they kind of assume everything's great. But, life is life. People have struggles. People have stresses, and it's not easy. And I think with you sharing that, it helps people, first of all, maybe makes them feel that they're not alone. and also maybe make them think about, do I really want to do this? Because it takes a lot, and it's good to know what you're getting into.
It does.
So thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me, I'm going to take 1 second here, and
Yeah.
mid-show, I want to give away 3 of these vinyl stickers. Now, I know you give away some really cool things on your channel, and I don't have that, but I'm going to give away these stickers here. So I'm going to ask folks in the comments, we'll just ask them a quick little question. If you were watching earlier, tell me, today is Elton John's birthday. How old is Elton John today? First one to pop up in the comments will be the winner of these 3 vinyl stickers.
Can I play the interlude music, the music in between?
Yeah, you know any Elton John?
To win?
No.
Hold me close, the tiny dancer.
We don't want to get copyright flagged here, so. Oh, we have an answer already, but go ahead and play some.
This is the tense music. The tense, everybody get ready music.
That's it. Nice.
It's not really sad. Somebody already guessed it right. I saw it. The second one that came up was right.
Actually, well, who are you seeing for the second one? Because I'm seeing the first one here. I'm seeing Margaret. Was it 74, right?
Nope. It is 74. Now, was it? Okay, so there was the Sarah Jessica Parker, and then there was Elton John.
Yeah.
I would swear Sarah Jessica Parker was older than that.
She's 56.
She's 56. Okay.
But Elton John is 74. So who are you showing on your screen as the first answer that's 74?
I thought it was 75. Okay, here we are. I got Margaret.
Margaret. Yep. Congratulations, Margaret.
Margaret.
First
What
one.
Margaret win?
She won 3 vinyl stickers, My Cluttered Garage. You can stick them to your car. You can stick them to your truck. You can stick them to your tractor.
4-wheeler, ATV.
You can stick them to your 4-wheeler.
Yeah, guitar.
So what you'll have to do, Margaret, is email me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Tell me that you won the prize. Tell me what the answer to the question was. And I will send these to you post-haste. Is that the right terminology for that?
Post video.
Awesome. You gonna play us a song right now as we?
I don't know what. I mean, I'm just. I'm here. I'm your guest, man.
Okay. Little background. What else? What other questions do we have for Josh tonight? Hit him up in the comments here. Again, if you're liking the live stream, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that very much. Josh, this is interesting. I was looking at your channel and looking through your videos, and your oldest video was like 4 years. You said 4.5 years you've had the channel, which is a pretty short time, really, I think. Your most popular video, 2.5 million views, was not even about farming. It was about, do you know which one that is?
How to clean your headlights on your car, your dirty headlights.
Right.
And I swear it works. It's like $10 and you can clean your dirty headlights on your car.
Yeah. That's funny.
See
though.
how many people.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, you got to clean them again." Like that's my troll voice, by the way. "Oh, I got to clean them again."
We've all got our trolls.
Yeah, this is a bummer, man. You got to clean them again. Like, yeah, you kind of got to take a shower, clean your butt once a day.
That's right. Anyway, congratulations on that 2.5 million views, and anybody can clean their headlights if they have a car. You know, whether you're a farmer or not, you need to clean your headlights. So that's a good one.
You know what, Ed, something that I don't have that a lot of people do have are channels that have grown, you know, over 100,000 followers or over 500,000 followers. I've never had that one video that blows up and gets 30 million views or whatever. I've just never had that. I think it's all been little videos that
consistent
have added up.
And yeah. That's great. Although 2.5 million views is something to be pretty proud of.
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty proud of it.
I had one video that in my world it blew up. It's got over 500,000 views now, maybe almost 600, which is a lot, you know. That was my viral moment, and hope to have some more of those. But
that's
yeah, you're
fun,
right. There are
isn't
some. Yeah, it is. You're like, what's happening? What is
like,
it? You know?
Dude, my video. Oh, you're like showing your wife on your phone. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Whoa, it's like
Right.
crazy.
watching the view count go up, it is fun. And you wonder what it was that clicked. It wasn't like you made this video thinking this is going to be the one. For me, it was just one of my videos, not so different from the others, but something clicked and the algorithm picked it up and shared it and people liked it and they kept watching it. But you just, you can't fabricate that. They tell you to try and duplicate your successes, but you really can't fabricate it. It's got to be a natural video that people latch onto and they like. So
unless you're Mr. Beast, then you can give away $8 million every day, and then you can fabricate it.
That's right. Yeah, you get over that hump, I guess.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not doing that.
Do you make up songs on the fly, or do you write your songs down?
I do. What do you want a song about,
well,
man?
There's Homestead Engineering here wants to know if you can make up a song right now that includes tractors, cows, chickens, and the fourth thing of your choice. I guess he couldn't think of
tractors,
the fourth
cows,
thing.
chickens, and four things. Guitars. Well, on this farm, we got tractors, cows, goats, and chickens and pigs. I don't know. I added more animals to
You
that.
had 5 things there, I think. That's awesome.
Tractors, goats. Hold on. I'm looking for that comment.
Tractors, cows, chickens, and a fourth thing.
Tractors, cows, chickens, and a fourth thing. I got the goats, pigs, and chickens song, but
yeah, you had 5 things in there. You're an overachiever, Josh.
Bacon. Bacon's good. If you don't like bacon, I'm sorry, you should.
Everybody likes bacon. And I know you gave a shout out to Hank Hamilton the other day, and he just reached 100,000 viewers. Hank and Gina, so that's exciting.
Yeah, for Hank, for sure. We got to talk to Hank about doing his live streams on Wednesday night. It's going to cut him short.
Are you overlapping your live streams?
Yeah, we are overlapping.
Hank and Gina are going to be
like, man, we got to get Hank. We got to collaborate on this thing, man. That way, Hank, after my live stream's over, Hank goes. Or after Hank is over, mine goes.
Hank joined me as a guest a couple weeks ago, and we had a good time, real good time.
Hank's a good dude, very good dude.
Gina
Hank
wasn't able to, so we'll have to do it again and bring Gina along as well.
Hank was a drill instructor when I was in the Air Force, I do believe. Did he tell you about that?
I know he was military, and I believe Air Force, but at the same time as you?
Yep, he was a drill instructor when I was in basic training, and he may have been my drill instructor.
Is that right? And Tony's Tractor Adventure, he was on one of our streams, and he also was military.
Yep.
So
hopefully we'll get Hank here to the farm and Tony here to the farm. And you know who else you need to have on your live stream is Out of the Woods, Nathan from Out of the Woods. He's a good dude.
Nice. Put in a good word for me. I'll reach out.
Yeah. All you got to do is shoot him an email, I think. Oh, looks like you got a super chat, man. Woo! Peoria, Illinois.
Thank you very much from Who's Your Helpers. Good to see you. Who's Your Helpers was a winner of our stickers, I think, last week or the other day. Emery Thompson is asking, is that Fix-It guy on here? You mentioned him as well. In fact, I found his channel by watching your channel, and he's got a great personality, great attitude, and a great channel as well. So for all those who are watching, go check out that Fix-It guy as well. I think his name is Brian. I'm not sure.
Yeah, me and Brian were in the Air Force together. Brian was a plumber and I was an electrician. We were sworn enemies.
Match made in heaven. Water and electric don't mix, though. So
yeah.
Thank you again, Who's Your Helpers. Really appreciate that.
Farmall Fanatic drops the $5 bomb.
Farmall Fanatic, thanks so much. Super chats are contagious. Good, we get an auction going here, right? A bidding war.
That's it. Make it rain. Who can top Farmall Fanatic $5 super chat? Do it. See, I can ag people on your live stream where I can't do it on mine. Top that $5 super chat.
There you go. Who's Your Helpers? That Fix-It guy helped him fix a sink. That's right. I saw that video recently. It was a sink or a shower head or something. So that's the neat thing about that Fix-It guy is he genuinely likes to help people and does whatever he can for them.
Yeah, Brian. So let me tell you the story of that Fix-It guy and how that channel came about. Brian contacted me, and I hadn't talked to him in about 15 to 20 years. And Brian said, "Hey, man, I saw you were on YouTube. Holy crap, man, that's crazy!" He's like, "Yeah, bro, man, that's crazy, man." So anyway, he's like, "What do you do to roll like that, man? How you do that?" So I told him, "Look, man, you gotta start yourself a YouTube channel. You know, you have such a wide base of knowledge in plumbing. You should do a YouTube channel." So kind of egged him on a little bit, and I think Brian just went over 5,000 or 6,000 followers now, something like that.
That's right. I think you're right.
Yeah. So good on him.
Is Brian nearby to you? Is he local?
He's near Seattle, Washington. So he's
not local at all.
No, not at all. He did fly out here and we shot video. It was his first time ever using a chainsaw, which was fun.
Nice.
So yeah, Brian's a great dude.
He doesn't exactly sound the way you made him sound.
Well,
but he has a kind of an accent. I'm not sure where he's from. He has a neat accent. Here's
the way Brian is. Brian's like, "Yo, I just want to see how that thing rolled like that. That's what I mean, man." He's like, yeah, bro. I know. That's how that rolled.
Is that kind of a West Coast thing he's got going on there?
He is just a cool dude, man. He is just a fun guy. Anybody who's not subscribed to him, go over there and check him out. Tell him Stoney Ridge sent you. Tell him Ed sent you.
That's right. Head on over to That Fix-It Guy for sure. So
he's a heck of a good dude, and he was so behind the scenes. Back before I was married and before I quit playing music in bar. I mean, I played music in bars and entertained and did karaoke and did open mics and stuff like that for years and years. So back in those days, my house, my place, when Brian was in the Air Force, he got out about 2 years after me. My house was the place, the after party place that everybody went, and we'd play music and hang out, till 5 and 6 in the morning till the sun came up. I mean, it's crazy.
That's fun. Hey, Emery just informed me that he checked out my channel, I guess. So my top video has 686,000 views now. I didn't realize that. Thanks, Emery, for pointing that out. That's fun. Still growing. I saw that video take a little surge. They kind of level off, and then for whatever reason, the last month, it picked up again. So you never know what's gonna happen there. But hopefully it helped a lot of people out.
What was your best video? What was your best video?
What was it about?
Yeah.
It was, I have a Kubota B2601 compact tractor, and I found that I called it a hidden function, but, when you're using the loader and you dump is when you move the lever to the right. But I found that if I moved it further to the right, it was a slower dump. So the first action is a quick dump, but the loader doesn't have much power when you use that quick dump. But if you move it all the way to the right, then it's a slower function and it has more power. I also went over the basic functions of a front-end loader. But this was, I didn't know it was there. It was hard to find in the book. And a lot of people seemed to say the same thing when they saw the video. Like they had no idea that function was there. So
what does that do? Does that engage your hydraulic pump some special way?
Well, like I said, the first position is more of a quick dump. So it's actually maybe has more of a bypass. So when you're dumping your bucket, it drops it a little bit faster. So when you go a little further to the right, I guess it engages the pump at full capacity. I don't know, Josh. I don't know the dynamics of how it works, but it does work, and it was a surprise. So it was fun to see.
Cruiser Helper says it's regenerative hydraulics, so maybe it regenerates itself. Yeah,
there's the answer. And now all these people don't need to watch the video because I just gave you the
no, they got to go watch the video, man. They got to go watch it so they know how to do their thing.
It's fascinating and it's riveting. It's a riveting video. Do you have cows having calves this year? Are you calving?
I do. We have some video coming out here. Me and Mr. Stoney Ridge are going to go over there and shoot that tomorrow. We're going to be moving the cows. And currently we have 5 new baby calves. Beautiful new baby calves.
Nice. Yeah. I have a brother-in-law who's a dairy farmer, and that's a hard business. And he's probably listening right now. So shout out to my brother-in-law. But from what I've seen of cattle farming, it's tough. You have a lot of births that don't come easy. Have you had some incidents where you've had to help with the birth and move the calf, or have you had good natural experiences there?
We lost one calf last year, and I believe that cow was a cull cow that we bought at the livestock auction. I believe that it had trouble birthing calves before. The calf was very big, and for some reason we lost that calf. But since then we haven't had any troubles whatsoever, and that makes 6 total cows that have been born on the farm, 6 calves that have been born on the farm.
That's good. When we had sheep, we would always lose a few lambs. That was just, lambs are tough. They're very weak, and sometimes you just lose them. We've also had several that have lived in the kitchen with a diaper on because they lost their mother, and we've had to bottle feed them. But, not anymore. Not anymore.
That's no fun.
Yeah, there's a question about that loader function. Joseph is asking, isn't that the float function? No, Joseph, the float function is when you push your lever all the way forward, and then you push it forward further, and it clicks in place, and then the loader floats. But this is one where you move the lever all the way to the right, and it's a detent. It doesn't click in place, but there's a detent there. Not all tractors have it. I don't know if it's a Kubota thing, but it's different than the float function. So thanks for asking that. Yeah, there's some Kubota chat in here. Hey, by the way, since we're talking about tractors, I did want to ask you, you run a tractor by the name of TYM, which I am not terribly familiar with. I've seen them on YouTube, but can we do a little tractor talk?
Yeah, so TYM is a brand that builds some of the Mahindra lineup. They build all the Rural King lineup. And TYM USA is who we're dealing with. We bought a TYM 254. It's a T254. It's a subcompact tractor, 25-ish horsepower Yanmar diesel engine. And then we bought a T1104. We needed a tractor that was 100 horsepower plus on the farm, a cab tractor, and we bought that was the T1104. Yeah. So we bought the T1104 and the T264. Really happy with them. Workhorse, that 110 horsepower tractor is going to shorten our mowing time big time. I'm really excited about that, and just super comfortable.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite attachment or implement?
Favorite attachment? My funnest one to run is the manure spreader, man. That thing's awesome, dude. Oh yeah, man. It's nothing like throwing turds 100 feet in the air.
Nice.
That thing is awesome. But I don't, it costs money for me to get manure here to the farm. What we really would love to do is spread chicken litter out on the farm, but like I said, it costs a lot of money to get chicken litter out here on the farm. We don't have a lot of local chicken farms. So right now, I'd say my favorite implement is that new boom mower from Maschio. I don't know if you've seen that, but it'll offset from the back of the tractor over this way, and it'll also cut vertically. So if you're mowing like the edges of fence lines and stuff, it'll cut the bushes down out of the fence line.
That was just a recent video, right?
Yep.
Pretty recent?
Yeah.
Or maybe I just saw
and
it
another
recently.
one. Well, I think it came out Saturday. Me and Mrs. Stoney Ridge were actually riding in a tractor together. And I think this weekend I put it really to the test on some overgrown field that hasn't been mowed. Oh gosh, it had been probably 7 or 8 years since it had been mowed, and it was a monster trees in there. I just chewed them right up.
That's awesome. Yeah, my wife was watching that with me, and when you shifted it to the side, and then you ran it vertical.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, exactly.
She was like, "What?" I always joke because my wife says she wants to retire and mow golf courses. She loves being on the tractor and mowing. she just loves mowing. Hey, Caden, got the stickers. He won one of the sticker sets from one of the previous live streams. Good to see you. If you're not familiar with Caden, he is, I believe, 14 years old, starting his YouTube channel. I think he runs TYM tractors, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
But doing a nice job for a young man, and encourage folks to go check out Caden's Outdoor Life and support this young YouTuber, because I think he's got a lot of potential. So
yeah,
Great. Well, congratulations, Caden. Good to see you.
Jonathan says, how about the Intimidator? That is fun. The Dan User Intimidator. It's a tree puller, tree clipper. That thing's awesome. Actually going Saturday to a neighbor's house to help him out, and he's letting me use his cab Bobcat, which is going to be a track model cab Bobcat, which is going to be leaps and bounds above and beyond the skid steer we have. I love that thing.
Now, is that like is it a cutter, like a nipper that cuts the tree off?
It's a cutter. It's a tree puller. So it'll pull trees, it'll cut trees, it's for clearing land and vegetation out of the way. So if you've got a briar patch on your farm and you want to get in there and pull it all out, or trees like up to this big around, it'll pull them out. Up to that big around, it'll cut them off. You can dig the roots out with them. It's an all-in-one. It's an awesome machine for sure.
How many acres of wooded land did you clear? I know you had a dozer out there doing, some really heavy equipment doing some work. And again, you're reclaiming this farm that was overgrown. So
yeah.
A lot of it was wooded, I suppose.
Over 150 acre farm. When we purchased our farm, we had about 7 acres of cleared land, and currently we have about 85 acres. 85
That's a lot.
Acres.
Wow.
Maybe, and that's fenced, 85 to 90 acres fenced. Total cleared about 125 acres. So we've gone from that 7 acres to about 125 acres. We have done a lot of cleaning.
That is a lot. Now, what are your plans? Is it going to be livestock, or can you plant any vegetable crops or hay fields, or where do you see the farm going in the middle of this?
Well, we're called the Stoney Ridge Farm because we live on a stony ridge. There's a lot of rocks, man. So this was old tobacco land, tobacco farms, and it had been over-tilled and over-farmed, and people have poured chemical fertilizers all over the land. No topsoil whatsoever. There's more topsoil in this phone case than there is on the ground outside on the farm.
Is that right? It's just been farmed away.
It has. All the topsoil was gone. There was 0.03%. That's 0.03% organic material in our soil when we sent our first soil test off. And I'm going to test it again here. We're getting ready to hit the 7-year mark, and I'll bet you we're pushing the 2 to 3%. And what we're shooting for is the 5 to 7%.
Wow. Well, if you think about it, I mean, you're a science guy. How many years would it take to make a half-inch of organic soil, just from grass clippings and mowing? I mean, you're probably talking maybe thousands of years, right?
Well, they say it takes it takes 100 years to build 1 inch of topsoil.
Okay.
So that's what they say. However, with what we're doing, the intensive grazing program that we're initiating and the intensive mowing that we're doing, I feel like we'll have an inch or two of topsoil within the next 10 to 12 years, something like that.
That's great. There's a question from Who's Your Helpers about what type of grass you have. I suppose you've planted grass in your fields.
Yeah, so we're using a K31 or a K32, Kentucky 31, Kentucky 32, but we're doing a multi-species pasture. So we have a little bit of broom grass. We have a little bit of eastern gamma grass in there. We have a lot of different wild native grasses that grow here in North Carolina. So not broom straw, not broom sage, but broom grass. So to answer that question, what we're shooting for, and different varieties of clover, we're shooting for a multi-species pasture. That's what we're shooting for here on the farm, not just a fescue pasture or Bermuda grass or anything like that. We're shooting for a multi-species pasture here on the farm.
Excellent.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting.
It's like honeybees. I mean, you got to think about it this way. It's not a monocrop system. It's a multi-species system. So different plants have different proteins at different times of the year. So we want to take advantage of those different proteins and different carbohydrates and different nutrients, vitamins and such, at different times of the year. So that's why we have multi-species pasture. We don't want to put them on straight Kentucky 32 fescue, because if we did that, look at the honeybees. Look at where honeybees are put in the almond orchards, and they're all dying out because they're getting, one specific nutrient all the time, where they should be getting multiple species of different nutrients all the time. It would be like saying broccoli is good for you Yes, broccoli is good for you, but if you only eat broccoli, you will die. You've got to eat something more than broccoli.
Part of a well-balanced diet, right? All
That's it. That's
well-balanced.
it. We learned
And
about that.
you mentioned bees. I know you've got beehives there on the farm. Are they active? Are you still working with bees?
Yeah, so we have 13 stands of honeybees, but 4 of them survived the winter. So, and that's kind of typical for what's going on around here. You know, we'll be working the bees up a little bit later this year. I've got to get some new equipment. Bees are a labor of love, because we really don't make any money on them, but it's nice to have them here, and having them pollinate and do the honeybee thing. So our fruit trees will flourish if they don't get bit by the frost.
Yeah. My sister is a beekeeper. She has a farm, 5-7 miles away, but she keeps some hives here on our property. Last year we had, I think, 7 hives here on the property, and we've also planted little patches of wildflowers, and they did really well. Last year there was a crazy year with a lot of swarms and splitting the hives and whatnot, and then she lost a few, come winter. So it is a lot, but I knew nothing about bees, and my only knowledge is by watching her. And you're right, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of work, and it's interesting. In fact, I made a video. I tell people that I made a video about the bees on the property. It's my favorite video that I've made, kind of a documentary style. Not as popular as many of my other ones, but I just think it's really fascinating. I enjoy just watching the bees and letting her do all the work. But it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is. It's when we lived on a third of an acre in the city, we had 15 stands of honeybees, and I'd go out there with my chair and sit down and enjoy just watching the bees do their thing. It was a great time. It is a labor of love, and there is a lot of labor involved and a lot of money. It's a money loser, for sure. And not a lot of people pay attention to, it's bugs. Not a lot of people want to watch videos on YouTube about bugs, but
but bees are amazing creatures. If you do take the time to study them a little bit, those colonies are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Mike up in Alaska says you need to buy new bees each year. I guess they don't survive Alaska winters. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the honeybee is not a native species to North America anyway. So when you hear a lot of folks say, "Oh, the honeybee's a keystone species, and when the honeybees go, then we lose all of our vegetables, we lose all this." Well, they're native pollinators here in North America, and the typical honeybees are an Italian bee or a Russian bee. They're not native species to the North America.
Nice. Hunter Peace is giving you a shout out. Hey, Stoney Ridge.
Maybe what's up, Hunter Peace?
Hunter might be here from your channel. I'm not sure.
Vega Badgers is a good dude. He's an awesome guy. He's been to the farm. Chris, very nice guy. Him and his son Chris both Chris's have been to
Chris
the farm.
And Chris. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Hey, just a quick shift. I want to know how you're doing health-wise. You also shared a personal story on your channel that you contracted COVID. And
I did.
And that, it was clear on your videos you were knocked down a little bit from that. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. COVID knocked me on my butt. I was sick as a dog. I was really, really sick. I was down pretty much every day. All I could do is get out and go feed the cows and go back and lay on the couch and eat soup. To this day, I have soup PTSD from having COVID, and being a nurse and knowing what I know, and I know exactly where I got it. I know exactly who I got it from, and it was just an unfortunate circumstance. I kind of went through a group of friends of mine, and some people got it, some people got it bad, some people were barely affected. My mom has had COVID, my stepdad's had COVID, my grandmother's had COVID, and it didn't affect them as bad as it affected me, which was surprising. I know I'm a little chubby, but it got me.
It gets people different ways. And said, I have a neighbor who lost their father to it and was not an old man. I work with contractors who, 60-year-old guys who were otherwise healthy, were taken. Their lives were taken by it. So it's tough. And At any rate, I hope we're going to be seeing the other side of things. I'm happy that I was able to get my vaccine, and a lot of people in my family are starting to get it. So I hope that things are better. But I'm happy to hear that that you recovered from that, and I know that there sometimes are concerns about lingering effects, and I hope the best for you. I hope that there's nothing lingering.
Yeah, I went for my first mountain bike ride about a week ago, and I was worried. I was like, "Oh, is this gonna hurt? Are my lungs messed up?" And I felt good. Felt like $1 million. So hopefully,
now, you're in the Stoney Ridge or not Stoney Ridge, the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yep,
right?
We're in the foothills. We're right where the mountains meet the Piedmont area. Piedmont area is the flat area where all the runoff goes. Basically, it's kind of flat. We are the first ridge that you get to when you leave the Piedmont and get to the mountains in North Carolina.
So technically, every bike ride is a mountain bike ride.
Pretty much.
Mountains.
That's it.
Someone's asking if you've ever been to Virginia.
Virginia. I've never been there. I don't know exactly where that is.
Is that a typo or is that a real town?
It must be a real town. Tell me where you are in relation to Danville, Virginia, Adam, and I can tell you.
And tell me how to say that. Virginia. I don't know.
Virginialinia, I think, maybe.
Okay. Got to look that one up.
Brian Blackburn's plugging Doug and Stacy off-grid YouTube channel. A lot of good beekeeping info. They do have a lot. They've got where's that guy's book? I've got that guy's book that's been to Doug and Stacy's place. It's somewhere in here. I'm out. T.
All right, hold on.
Whoa! Where is it? Got Greg Judy's book right here. Got the Pigness of the Pig by Joel Salatin here. Where is that fellow's book? Here it is. Keeping Bees. Keeping Bees with a Smile. Fedor Lutzan. And yeah. Nice. So I picked this book up from him. Did he sign it? I don't know. I think he signed it. Maybe I asked him to. But anyway, he's the horizontal hive guy that's on Doug and Stacy's channel. Doug and Stacy are good friends of mine. Very good people. What's this? Order form receipts.
That's interesting. I've not heard of a horizontal hive.
Yeah, he's the horizontal hive guy, and he's a very smart guy. I know he signed this book. I should have asked him.
He did.
Maybe so. He gave it to me. He
didn't click his pen, Josh. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll sign it for you.
Yeah, he's the horizontal hive guy, though. Great book. It's called Keeping Bees with a Smile. You can probably find that on Amazon. Yeah, very good guy. And he's the guy that's on Doug and Stacy's YouTube channel all the time. Doug and Stacy are good friends of mine.
A lot of people asking if you've been to different places. That makes me think about your military career. Did you travel a lot with the military? Stationed in many different places?
I was stationed in Utah. I was stationed in Ogden, Utah at Hill Air Force Base. And then I was stationed, I was deployed to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia while I was in. And I also took a little trip to Tyndall Air Force Base. And Tyndall Air Force Base is in, what's the name of that? It's a big place in Florida where spring breakers go. Something beach. Oh, gosh. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, I was down there for Hurricane Edna, sleeping in Tent City, training, doing training exercises. Panama City. I was down there for Hurricane, sleeping in a tent. That was a great time, let me tell you.
Tents are not the best cover for a hurricane.
No, you get a lot of
not recommended.
Yeah, you get a little blow through, a little air goes through there. Frogs tend to come inside,
When frogs fly, you're in Florida during a hurricane.
Absolutely.
So, looking here for Kent, Virginia. A lot of people giving shout outs here from where they're from. That's good to see.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Josh, I don't want to hold you up long. I really appreciate you being here. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you want to share with the fine folks out here in the interwebs?
No, just thanks a lot. Thanks for being supportive. Support your local YouTube channel here. Ed's got a great thing going. So I saw a writer bit will do. I think it's
Ritterbit, yeah. John Ritterbit will do.
Yeah, I saw Ritterbit will do in here. Hopefully he's still in here. Check out his channel. Good guy. I think I'm subscribed to his channel. Yeah.
Nice. And I often say that to people, when they're watching this live stream. A lot of the people making comments are fellow YouTubers. And we like to support each other. And if you're not a YouTuber, but you enjoy the content, check out some of these names in the comments and check out their channels and subscribe if you like it. Certainly encouraging all my viewers to go check out Josh if you don't already know about him, but I think they probably do. But if not, head on over there and subscribe to the Stoney Ridge Farmer. Again, if you like this live stream, hit that like button. That helps us out quite a bit. Ritterbit is still there. Yep, John's still here.
Awesome.
From
Looks
Minnesota. John from Minnesota.
Right on, man. It's cold up there, dude. No, sir. No, thank you. I stay down here in the Three Seasons belt area of the country.
What I like about John is that you can kind of tease him, and he's okay with it. Not really teasing him, but, it's just something fun about saying Minnesota. I say it any chance I get. Thanks
I had
John.
a roommate in the Air Force that was from Minnesota.
And of course, John's thanking you for the shout-out.
Ed, we got to talk. Where are you located? Because you have what they call around here a bit of a Yankee accent.
Well, there you go. You're picking up. I am in southern New Jersey.
Southern Soja.
Born and raised in South Jersey. We are south of Philadelphia, so a lot of people have a Philadelphia accent. But we're in a southwestern part of New Jersey, which resembles very much the south of the United States. People around here, I don't know how, but they have southern accents. I don't know where it comes from, but this is a southern part of southern New Jersey, and it's very rural, a lot of farmland, a lot of open space. Beautiful place, and people like to bash New Jersey. I guess they still bash New Jersey. I know it was always a running joke about New Jersey being kind of the armpit of the country, but actually, it's a beautiful state. Have you not heard that, Josh?
I think it's only the armpit of the country to people who with their nose up in the air. Maybe I don't know.
Awesome.
When your nose is up in the air and you're this tall, then you're always in the arm, looking up the armpit of the country.
That's right. But it is a great state. It's the most densely populated state in the country, which we don't see that where we live. So up north there are densely populated areas, but there's a lot of rural areas. There's mountains, there's beaches, there's cities. New Jersey has a little bit of everything to offer, and we're close to Philadelphia. We're we're a drive to New York City, but yet we live out here in the country. So I actually love New Jersey, and I'm proud to say it. It's a great state. It really is.
Now I heard from. I went up there and visited one lonely farmer, and I think he's pretty close to you. And we were talking. He said, "Hey, buddy, do you have any of those things that go bang bang in your car?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You better get out of this state now." It was like,
no, that's true.
Yeah. So he told me we disassembled things and locked them under lock and key and toolboxes, all scattered throughout my vehicle. So, that's
true.
There's the difference there from North Carolina. They're pretty.
Yeah. Well, we all have them. We all have them here, but we just don't drive around with them.
Yeah.
But,
it's got to protect. That's on the farm. It's a necessity. It's a tool. It's a day-to-day used tool. I had some coyotes out where my baby calves were last night, and I had to try and get rid of the coyotes with a little bit of noise. That's the noise I used. So
yeah, you had that cannon that time too. That was neat.
Yeah, I got a crow cannon. I do have a crow cannon. That thing's awesome. It doesn't shoot any projectile, but that thing is loud. My neighbors called me at like 2:00 in the morning, like, "Are you down there shooting?" I'm like, "Nope, but there ain't no deer in my garden. I'll tell you that."
That's right.
You want to get your neighbors mad? Do that.
Yeah, get a crow cannon, huh?
Buy a crow cannon and let it run 24/7.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I'm looking through the comments. If there's anything else before we let Josh go. Tornadoes are coming through Tennessee. Well, take care, JD. Thanks for being here. If you haven't left yet, be safe for sure. Brian was stationed in Dover, Delaware, which is actually not close by here. I can be in Delaware in 20 minutes, but not Dover. That's quite a drive.
Isn't Delaware the smallest state? What is Rhode Island?
It is. It's small. Rhode Island is the smallest. That's right. Delaware is the small wonder is their slogan. Also home of tax-free shopping.
Nice.
The Apple store in Delaware that's not far from me is the busiest Apple store, I believe, on the East Coast, because people come from New York. They come from all over the East Coast for tax-free shopping in Delaware. Little mall, and that store is always packed. It's amazing.
All the Apple stores are always packed.
Well, that's true. That's right. They are. It's
like Chick-fil-A. Do you guys have Chick-fil-A up there?
We do. I drive by, and they've got tents set up. And they've got like air traffic control out there. There's a guy in a suit, and he's like waving people around, and they're lined up like around the building. It's like,
yep.
I don't know what they're serving besides chicken, but it's always busy. Must be some of Josh's chickens.
Must be.
Hey, John has a great idea here. If you close us out with a song, can you do that? You can.
Yeah, we can do the Stoney Ridge outro song, the one that I play on a whole lot of times.
I appreciate that. Before you take us out in tune again, Josh, I really want to thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the viewers, and I certainly wish you well with your health, with your relationships, with your farm, with your YouTube channel. Everything. And I just think you're a great guy for joining us tonight. And I really do appreciate it. And I hope we get to chat again soon. We've done one live stream where we had multiple people together. Tony's Tractor Adventures with us, and John Ritter. Would love to have you join one of those group streams sometimes. You'd be fun to have as one of the Hollywood squares.
There you go. Whammy.
Anyway, thank you so much, Josh. I really do appreciate it.
Right on, man. Thanks. Appreciate you having me.
Take us out, Josh.
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. You're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Thank you, Josh.
See you later,
everybody.
brother.
Have a great night.